My name's Danny Mckenna, and I did my project on a Raspberry Pi emulator. An emulator is a program that makes a computer do something it's not supposed to, or runs a different machine that wasn't supposed to be on the computer. This, I just wanted to show you guys how you load ROMs. Right now I've got Mortal Kombat 2, and the Retro Pi makes it really easy. It's a drag and drop, like you're dragging the drop into its right spot. So you just open up ROMs. Here's Mortal Kombat 2 32X, which is Sega 32. So you find Sega 32, drag and drop, and that's it. Then it's loaded on. You just move your flash drive, plug it into the Raspberry Pi, it starts up. You can add controllers and stuff to it. I had an Xbox controller plugged in, tried to install some drivers. That went fine. Then I tried to make the joystick work. That's when I fried it. It didn't work. So I don't have any controllers hooked up to it right now. And after it did, it defaulted back to its original key, so I guess that was kind of nice. So I didn't have to redo anything.
So what did you fry when you...
Fried it, I mean like messed up. It didn't actually...
Just messed up the code.
And burn. Takes a little bit to load. Raspberry Pis are notoriously slow. So what I kind of liked about this emulator, because I've used emulators on my PC, and it opens up like a program, and you just select your program from your hard or storage, and it will run it. This one was kind of nice because it had all the emulators laid out right there, so you can switch between all of them like it was in a library category, and then you'll see it in just a second. It also is very user-friendly, it's not complicated. Installing it is a little bit more tricky than installing a normal operating system, just because it is an emulator. Or, sorry, a Raspberry Pi. So here is the program the ROM we just installed onto the Raspberry Pi, Mortal Kombat 2. If you launch it, takes a moment and it'll launch. It runs all the Game Boys, Atari 2600 and 500, which is really old. That's before Space Invaders. That's a little rope swing game. And it runs very nice. It's not as terrible as I thought it would be, so that's also very cool. So, classic Mortal Kombat, where it's people taking pictures of. I'll show you in a second how to set up controllers or keyboards, or how to modify which key would be which, once this is done doing its thing.
You can't bypass this splash screen? Oh, okay.
Exit out of it. The main problem I've run into is when you set up how you want your keyboard to be, it doesn't transfer well over into each individual ROM. Configure input, and you hold down the A button of whatever you'd have, Xbox controller or an old Nintendo 2 key sort of thing. So you just go through most. So if I want to use the arrow keys instead of the WASD keys, I go up, down, left, right. We'll go Z, E. And now the key's been switched, so now this is my A and B key, this is my start and select key, page up, page down. Let's try out something like this. So the problem that you run into is that when you try to go into like a Game Boy game, these are now no longer your keys. It'll go back to W, A, S, and D and not even stick with the default of 1 and 2 being A and B. It'll be Z and X of its emulator is its own default keys. So I thought that was kind of interesting why it couldn't... Oh, it restarted. Let's give you one that actually works. They're a little bit glitchy when you... If you get your ROMs, if you actually take them off the ROM itself, so the cartridge that you get, you can run into some problems. Or if you get it off other sources, then there could be also other problems. And that's the gist of it. Very simple program. Very fun to make. Screwing up is a ton of fun. And now my A key is my Z, or my B key is my Z, so it flip-flopped on me. Now my X key is my A, how it originally had it set up for Game Boy. That's the biggest problem I've come to notice. But other than that, it runs great, and better than I thought it was. And that's all there is to it.
Thanks.
Yep.